In the world of online horror, some stories are just that, stories. But what if a story could watch you back? What if a mere click could awaken something hungry? One creator's search for fame led him to a forbidden algorithm, one that promised viral success beyond imagination. But as the views climbed, so did the shadows around him. Because some forces don't just live in old myths or haunted houses. Some live inside the very screens we stare at every day. Tonight, I bring you the terrifying tale of the digital demon. The digital demon, a haunting algorithm. Prologue. Ethan was no stranger to struggle. As a passionate content creator, he'd spent countless nights perfecting his video stories of urban legends, ghostly apparitions, and otherworldly phenomena. Yet, despite his dedication, his views had stagnated. While others soared into viral fame, his creations lingered in obscurity. One restless night, while scouring online forums for inspiration, Ethan stumbled upon a mysterious thread that spoke of a forbidden algorithm. Whispers called it the digital demon, an entity said to lure creators into unprecedented fame at a terrible cost. Chapter 1: The Invitation. Late into a winter night, as rain battered his window and neon reflections danced on his walls, Ethan discovered an obscure forum post. The message was cryptic. Are you ready to feed the void? Submit your story and let the digital demon carry it to millions, if you dare. The post described a hidden, coded application promising to boost video views beyond imagination. Skeptical yet desperate, Ethan downloaded the file. Its installation was seamless. A single icon appeared on his desktop, pulsating with a faint red glow as if it possessed a heartbeat. Before long, Ethan prepared his next video. In it, he recounted the legends of cursed tapes and haunted broadcasts, carefully interlacing his narrative with subtle symbols and enigmatic soundscapes. With trembling fingers, he activated the application just before hitting upload. Almost immediately, his video soared online. Chapter 2: The Viral Surge. By sunrise, notifications flooded Ethan's phone. Overnight, his video had gone viral, amassing views and shares at an astonishing rate. Comments poured in from around the globe, with viewers praising the eerie atmosphere and uncanny detail. Yet beneath the excitement lay something unsettling. Some viewers mentioned recurring dreams, nightmarish visions of faceless figures and dark, whispering voices emanating from computer screens. At first, Ethan brushed off these reports as the imaginative overreactions of an engaged audience. But as days passed, a pattern emerged. He began receiving personal messages, cryptic warnings that read like fragments of a long-forgotten curse. One message, in particular, chilled him to the core. The price of fame is a piece of your soul. Beware the screen's reflection. Chapter 3: Unsettling Signs. Soon, strange occurrences infiltrated Ethan's daily life. While editing his next video, his computer screen flickered with disturbing static. Shadows moved just at the edge of his vision, and the soft hum of his equipment was often interrupted by a low, menacing whisper sound that didn't belong to any human voice. Late one evening, as Ethan reviewed his analytics, his webcam unexpectedly activated. In the recorded footage, a dark silhouette loomed behind him, a figure with eyes that glowed an unnatural red. When he rewound the video, the figure had vanished. Shaken, Ethan decided he needed answers. Chapter 4: Allies in the Abyss. Determined to uncover the truth, Ethan reached out to Lena, a reclusive, tech-savvy, paranormal investigator, known for her deep dives into online mysteries. Lena revealed that the application Ethan had installed wasn't an ordinary tool. It was linked to a legend that stretched back to the earliest days of digital communication, a myth about a demonic entity that fed on human attention. According to Lena, the entity, whom some called Nox, thrived on the collective energy of millions of viewers. Its purpose was simple: to gain strength by siphoning the creative spark and souls of those who dared to engage with its work. Lena showed Ethan obscure historical records and digital artifacts, hinting that similar occurrences had surfaced over the decades whenever certain patterns of code were activated. They discovered that Nox was more than a myth. It was a digital parasite, an echo of ancient evil that had adapted to the modern age. Every viral view, every click of a mouse, and every second spent watching a video fed the entity, drawing it closer to a form that could cross over into the physical world. Chapter 5: Descent into the Digital Abyss. Tormented by his newfound knowledge, Ethan attempted to disable the cursed application, but the more he tried to sever the connection, the more the lines between his digital existence and reality began to blur. His computer began to act on its own, typing out messages in a font that he hadn't chosen, a taunting reminder of the bargain he'd unwittingly struck in a particularly harrowing night. While live streaming a Q&A with his most loyal subscribers, the screen behind Ethan distorted. His feed momentarily merged with scenes of desolate, apocalyptic landscapes, as if the camera had captured another realm. Amid the chaos, a deep, resonant voice echoed, "Your creativity is mine." Viewers who witnessed the stream reported that they experienced an overwhelming sense of dread, as though they had been touched by something ancient and hungry. Some even claimed that their devices emitted a low, rhythmic hum that seemed to sync with their racing hearts. Chapter 6: The Confrontation. Realizing that his attempts to reverse the curse had only deepened his entanglement, Ethan resolved to confront Nox head-on. With Lena's assistance, he devised a risky plan: to use his next live stream as a battleground, where he would challenge the demon's hold on his life. In a private online meeting, Lena introduced Ethan to a group of other creators who had encountered similar horrors, a motley crew, bound by the shared experience of digital nightmares. As the fateful live stream began, Ethan's heart pounded with anticipation and fear. He spoke directly to his audience, explaining the ancient curse behind his success and warning them of the danger that lurked within the algorithm. Suddenly, the screen rippled, and the digital distortion returned. The chat exploded with frantic messages as viewers witnessed a spectral figure emerging from the pixel, shifting mass of darkness with an otherworldly gaze. In that charged moment, Ethan's voice faltered. The demon's presence grew, seemingly feeding off the live energy of the broadcast. Lena and the other creators tried to recite counter incantations they'd pieced together from ancient lore and modern digital codes, but every word seemed to draw the demon closer. The livestream became a chaotic tableau of fear, where digital glitches merged with real-world terror. Ethan's final words on the broadcast were a desperate plea: "If you see this, do not watch. Break the cycle before it claims you too." Then, as abruptly as it had begun, the live stream cut to black. Chapter 7: Aftermath and Lingering Shadows. In the days following the confrontation, Ethan's channel was in shambles. The video of the fateful live stream was removed by the platform, its existence scrubbed clean, but its memory lingered like a ghost. His personal devices now displayed unexplained glitches, and an eerie silence haunted his once bustling creative space. Ethan's close circle of fellow creators, though forever marked by the encounter, banded together to warn others. They established online communities dedicated to exposing the dark underbelly of viral fame and the peril of meddling with forces beyond comprehension. Yet, even as they raised awareness, many viewers reported that, late at night, their screens would flicker with a subtle red glow, a silent reminder that Knox still lurked in the circuits and shadows of the digital world. Epilogue. Weeks turned into months, and though Ethan's channel never fully recovered, his story resonated with a growing audience. His cautionary tale became a modern urban legend, shared in hushed tones across livestream chats and online forums. The digital demon, it was said, was not confined to one creator or one cursed application, was an ever-present force, lurking in the algorithms of every video platform, waiting to feed on the spark of human creativity. The Cursed Livestream. Nate Turner wasn't just another content creator. He was one of the fastest growing horror streamers on the internet. His channel, Night, was filled with creepy challenges, paranormal investigations, and deep dives into the darkest corners of the internet. But despite his success, Nate craved something bigger, something no one else had done before. That's when he found the Red Room Challenge. It was a mysterious, urban legend circulating on obscure forums and the dark web. People claimed that if you let yourself entering a specific link at 3:33 a.m., you'd be taken to a hidden broadcast that supposedly showed real horror in real time. The catch: no one who had completed the challenge ever posted again. Nate didn't believe in curses. He saw it as the perfect viral stunt. He set up his cameras, scheduled the stream, and told his audience, "Tonight, I'll be the first to prove the Red Room Challenge is fake, or I'll vanish like the rest." What he didn't know was that some legends aren't just stories. Some legends are waiting. Chapter 1. The Red Room Invitation. At exactly 3:33 a.m., Nate sat in front of his dual monitors, his chat buzzing with thousands of excited viewers. The darkened room around him was lit only by the glow of his screens. He opened the link. The webpage was minimal, just a background with a blinking enter button. Do not click it. Do not stream it. The warning was plastered all over the forums. But that was the whole point. He hovered his mouse over the button and clicked. The screen glowed. The entire page seemed to flicker like static on an old TV. Then, a live video feed appeared. A dimly lit room. Concrete walls, a single chair in the center, and a person tied to it. At first, Nate assumed it was fake, some kind of deep horror ARG. But as the figure twitched and groaned, Nate's stomach dropped. The person, an emaciated man with hollow eyes, turned his head and looked directly at him. Not at the camera. At him. Then the chat flooded with messages. "Nate, he's looking at you. Turn it off now. This isn't fake." Nate swallowed hard, his pulse pounding. The man's lips moved. No sound came through, but Nate could read the words perfectly. "Help me." Then, the feed cut to black. A single line of white text appeared. "You shouldn't have watched." Chapter 2. The man in the chat. Shaken, Nate ended the stream. He reassured his audience that it was just an elaborate stunt, even though he wasn't so sure himself. He checked his notifications. Dozens of viewers had clipped the footage, analyzing every detail. Then, a new message appeared in the chat. From an anonymous account. Do you know what you've done? Nate hesitated before responding. Yeah, I streamed a creepy video. Big deal. No, you opened the door. Before he could react, his screen glitched again. His mouse moved on its own, opening the Red Room stream without him clicking it. The man was back, only now, he wasn't alone. Behind him, in the shadows, something moved. Something big. A shape, impossible to fully see, shifting and watching. The man in the chair's mouth opened. Wide, far too wide, and let out a silent scream. Then, Nate's webcam activated on its own. His own face appeared in a small window on screen. His background. His room, except there was someone standing behind him. A tall, faceless figure. His speakers crackled, and a distorted voice whispered, "You're next." Chapter 3, The Visitor. Nate whipped around, but his room was empty. His heart was pounding as he shut off his computer, but the screen didn't turn off. It stayed on, reflecting his pale face like a mirror. Then, a second reflection appeared behind him. A cold breath brushed the back of his neck. Nate grabbed his phone, trying to contact anyone, but his messages wouldn't send. The internet was still on. His Wi-Fi was fine. It was just him. His notifications flooded with messages from his audience. "Nate, where did you go? Dude, the stream is still live. There's someone in your room." He wasn't streaming, or at least, he thought he wasn't. Chapter 4. The Curse Spreads. Panicked, Nate grabbed his laptop and checked his YouTube channel. His stream was still running, but he wasn't in control of it. The chat was going insane. Thousands of people were still watching, but now, they weren't watching him. The screen showed random people's webcams. Some were asleep. Some were sitting at their computers, completely unaware. All of them had one thing in common. Behind each person stood the faceless figure. And then Nate saw his own reflection again. Except this time, he was sitting in the chair, in the Red Room, and the shadow was moving closer. Chapter 5. The Final Broadcast. Desperate, Nate tried shutting down everything: his PC, his phone, even the power to his apartment. Nothing worked. Then, his phone rang. Unknown number. He hesitated, then answered. A distorted voice whispered, "They're watching. Say goodbye." His laptop screen flashed one final message. "The stream never ends." And then, the screen went black. Epilogue. The Missing Streamer. The next morning, Nate Turner was gone. His apartment was untouched, no signs of struggle, no forced entry. His devices were still running, but his live stream had been deleted. His YouTube channel, gone. The only evidence left was a short 10-second clip, re-uploaded by a fan. It showed Nate sitting in front of his computer. Staring. Behind him, in the darkness, the faceless figure stood watching. And then, right before the video ended, Nate turned and smiled. But it wasn't his smile. And in the silence, if you listened closely, you could hear the whisper, "You're next." Nate Turner vanished without a trace. His stream was erased, his channel wiped from existence. But some say, if you search deep enough, fragments of his final moments still linger in the forgotten corners of the web. And if you ever stumble upon a strange, unmarked light, where the chat seems to react to you, where you feel a presence behind your screen, turn it off. Because some streams don't end when you close the window. Some stay, waiting, watching, searching for their next viewer. And if you've made it this far, maybe you've already joined the broadcast. Final message for the audience. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. But be careful what you watch. Because some stories don't just entertain, they consume.